people, Newbie, back again, pretty quick. I'm thinking maybe you might have seen a video yesterday. Well, today is different because, as I promised, we're at Curt's house. And behind me, going way down there, it's probably 30 feet to the other wall, and then it goes to the right for another 15 or 20 feet. I mean, this is quite the layout. Step in here, buddy. Say hello to the people, Curt.
Hey, people.
Yeah, we're going to look at Curt's layout. Now, again, this is HO, similar to what we saw from Dwayne's layout a couple of videos ago, but we're at the far extent of the layout. Let me move around here. Curt, go this way because I want you to talk to the people.
Okay.
Over here to the left, this is basically what Curt is calling the power, and if I call you Kirk, I apologize because my son's name is Kirk.
Okay.
This is the Powder River Basin. So this is where Curt comes to fill up his coal cars for his power plant that is hundreds of miles in that direction.
1,118.3 miles.
1,118.3 miles. And how long does it take your train to get there?
Well, I simulate distance by going on laps around the layout, so I can make it very long or very short.
Yeah, cool. But anyway, so you started this 2014, I think you said?
That's when we moved in.
So you've been working on this pushing 11 years now,
yes,
huh?
Yep.
Yeah, and it's HO scale, I think I said that. And there's no lights at all, so, you know. But anyway, so what we're going to do today is we're just going to go from section to section. We're starting here mainly because this is where you can see the longest distance of the layout. But we're going to go section by section. And in the background there, you can also see his operation console, which is another significant part of this. So let's move on and see what else we can see. Okay, where are we now, Curt?
So this is Global 1. This is off Western Avenue, closer to the city.
Oh, by the way, back up a minute.
Oh, yep.
Curt's layout is basically taken from prototypical of the Chicago area and out to the western suburbs,
yes.
Correct?
Yeah, it's the UP West Line and the UP Northwest Line. So, and I modeled 1995 because that's when UP bought out Chicago Northwestern. So I can have both models working on the layout at the same time.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and talk, and I'm going to try to move the camera around without making people dizzy.
Okay. So the premise when I leave Chicago, the Chicago terminal, which Glenn will show you in a little bit, it takes 2 laps to go out to the suburbs to Geneva. So the first lap is your urban lap. It's so Melrose Park, Bellwood, Berkeley. You have all those station stops, and then the second lap around, some of the stations are the same place, same locations, but then you're going to the suburban spots, starting with Elmhurst, and then you go to Lombard, West Chicago, and then finally Geneva.
So you're saying that this is not actual size?
No, it isn't.
Let's talk a little bit about the intermodal yard here.
Okay.
Is that crane actually functional?
No, it does move, but it's not functional.
Okay.
It's in fact, I got to weather that a little bit. It looks very plasticky right now, but there's always something to do, as you know, on the layout.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
And I, as being the car guy that people know that I am, I just spotted. I think that's a Dodge Daytona. Wow. Yeah, that's really cool. Those are pretty rare and pretty expensive. To have that on your layout, Curt, I'm impressed. I didn't know that you had invested that kind of money in this.
I spare no expenses.
Okay, now we're moving. This is a Metro yard here.
This is, yeah, California Avenue is the Metra commuter cab and coach yard. This is where they do all the maintenance, and I think all the cleaning happens in this area here. But it also doubles as the West Chicago yard. So these two commuter trains here are sitting in the West Chicago yard waiting to take eastbound back to the city from Geneva. Okay. So they get stored in 1995. The commuter yard was in West Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, and by the way, so this area here, I don't. Did you say that actually over there on the far end? That's the Geneva station.
That's the Geneva
right?
station. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the end of the line for the West Line.
Okay. So that's the Geneva station, which, in reality, if I can pan over here, is not really that close to the Powder River Basin.
That's right.
It's not the, what was it, 1,000? Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta use your imagination.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to keep up with where we are so that you can follow. This is that Metro station that we just saw from the other angle, and the Metro engine facility. And here we go on down. We actually see a Metro train parked there. And you have a little village over there on the back wall.
That's West Chicago.
That's West Chicago. Okay, and then what's this area right here that we're getting into?
So this is downtown Chicago.
Okay.
So that's you could see the Chicago Northwestern Powerhouse there, right along Lake Street and Clinton Avenue. And then that is Clinton and Canal are the two streets that the Chicago Terminal, or today it's called Ogilvie Center, but I call it the Chicago Terminal, where all the commuter trains line up. Okay,
and so the tracks, if I can get here where I can point, the tracks going in there are going into the that's easy for me to say, into the commuter terminal.
Yes.
And the other interesting thing here is that underneath the layout here, you see under here, Curt has pictures of the prototype, so that you can actually see what is depicted in his layout on actual photographs, and in the comparison, it's pretty close. I'm really impressed, Curt. For example, pull out that picture of the power station and hold it up to where the camera can see it.
So here's the power station.
Okay, now drop it down just a little bit there, like that. You see, folks, I mean, that's a pretty good representation. That is really impressive. You don't have that tall building in the background, but that post will suffice for it.
I do model this. I don't know if you want to get a close-up of this little restaurant they have on a sidewalk restaurant. Well, I do have that over there.
Let's look at that. Oh yeah, there's the little restaurant by the power plant. And you know, as I'm looking at this, Curt, and as I look at that picture, I think that you might have an opportunity to, that tall building in the back of the picture could be on that post.
Oh, what a cool idea. I am definitely going to consider that.
That would work out just perfectly,
it really
I think.
Would. Yes, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
You know, that's another reason I love to have guests come over, because they offer suggestions like that, and I've actually put them into place. So don't be surprised if you come again. That's going to be a high rise, a skyscraper right there.
I'll send you a bill.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and now we're into. I think this is really cool, and Curt has his own videos. What's your channel?
I think if you just look up my name, CurtBerg, it'll come up. I think it's Train Guy 60 or something like that.
Okay, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in some of his recent videos, he just completed this wall, I'm trying to point here, this wall along here was just one of his recent videos that he completed that. And that's Clinton Avenue?
Clinton, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is a prototype of the downtown Chicago alongside the Ogilvy terminal.
Yep.
Let's move on around just a little more.
But this week I just finished the stairs up to the Clinton Street L track station, the platforms, and I finished enclosing this. I was going to leave this open, Glenn, so I could see the trains, but it's not very prototypical to have it open. So I closed it up, and if I have to get to it, I can go from the other side.
Yeah. We'll be down there and we'll look into the station here from the other side in just a minute. But yeah, this L platform here, he talked about in one of his recent videos. He also mentioned that, yeah, those are not prototypical of the L trains, but he's working on that, and here, not too far in the distant future, there may be more appropriate L trains parked at that station, right?
Right now, it's just they're special excursions, we'll call that.
Yep. Okay, and while we're standing here, over in the back there's what's that station over there?
So that is the old West Chicago station.
Okay.
So I think it's a museum now, but to the right of that is the new
new West Chicago station.
Yep.
Okay. And then the little village up on the platform there that's modeling West Chicago. Yeah.
Okay. This is Washington Street, and these are the diamonds. If you ever go, actually there's a lot of people, rail fans, will stand right here at the corner, this sidewalk right here, and take pictures right from here, right at the diamonds. This is the J Tower. This is the Canadian National Railroad track that they bought out the EJ&E. So this is the old EJ&E line.
And it crosses
and these are called the diamonds here in West Chicago.
Yeah.
And this is Washington Street Road, which is very close to that.
Yeah, cool. And now we're looking at a typical street scene in Chicago. We're looking at the back side of the station here, and we're looking at the post office, and nicely lighted, traffic signals operational. As you can see there, they're turning yellow and then red, and the other one's turning green. And a building under construction, which is
always downtown
pretty
Chicago,
typical in downtown Chicago. Okay, so now we're on the other side of that same structure. There's the building being under construction, and I wanted to shoot this to give you a little perspective on what we're going to see here. As I'm going to lower the camera down, and we're going to look right into the terminal here. Okay, and there you're looking right into the end of the station. Now how cool is that, folks? And Curt tells me he even modeled himself right here running from the train. I would think he would be running the other direction. But
off to work.
He's in a hurry to get to work. Yeah. But really a neat addition to the railroad. So now we're back out to actually the front of what is Union Station, which is according to the prototypical, it's not Union Station. You're actually modeling the Ogilvy Center, yes, correct? Yeah. So, yeah, because the Union Station would be the Burlington Northern Line.
Yes, and that'd be like 2 or 3 blocks to the south.
Right. Yeah. But they don't have an Ogilvy model.
No.
Yeah.
Don't have it, yep.
Yeah. So anyway, so if we pan over to the right here, you can see where once again we're at another view of the West Chicago station, and from there we come along, and what is this area here, Curt?
This is still West Chicago. That's
okay.
That's my repair and place shop where we fix all the cars.
Okay.
And this is I-290 and I-294.
The interstate crossing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then right to the right of that is this station that you're going to come up to is Bellwood, it's Berkeley and Winfield. So Winfield when it's out in the suburbs, and Berkeley when you're in the city.
Okay. And that's that station right there.
Mm-hmm.
And a little residential area. And we're to another intermodal yard, it looks like.
Yeah, this one's called Global 2 Intermodal Facility. And that's just outside Berkeley. And then right to the right of that is Proviso Yard, and so I use Proviso Yards to stage my trains. So there's several trains. These are westbound trains going that direction. These are eastbound trains going that direction.
Cool. And then your main line again runs along the wall there.
Yeah, it's an inverted dog bone, so it goes up this way and then it comes right down the middle of Proviso.
Yeah.
Which isn't prototypical. Really, the main line is on this side of Proviso.
Okay.
And there's actually some big warehouses here, but I couldn't model all that.
Yeah.
Again, imagination.
Oh, go figure, huh?
Yeah.
It's not real.
It's not real. It's my model.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So now you can see, everybody, you can see that we're at what would be the far north end of the layout from where we started at the far south end. And you see it doesn't end there. Over on the far east end, we've got another rather significant area. And let's move down there and see what we can see. Okay, we've moved the camera basically to the east end of the yard area, and you see we've got a couple of engine house facilities here, and you want to tell us about them, Curt?
Yeah, this is UP. This is where I keep all my locomotives for the UP line, and then Chicago Northwestern. So I've got 6 tracks that hold all the locomotive. Track 1 has my yard switcher on both of them, so here's my yard switches, and these are the main line locomotives. And the same thing with Chicago Northwestern. Most of them are DCC. I have a few DC analog locomotives I run on the layout, and that just makes for interesting operating opportunities.
Okay. Let me move the camera a little bit so we can get a closer view of the engine houses. All right. Nice.
Now you can see Wheaton Station is in shambles.
And Wheaton Station is where?
Right there. It's not in a good shape right now.
Where you're working on that area there.
I
Okay.
am, yeah.
Okay. And then, is that downtown Wheaton there that we're looking at then?
That's downtown Oak Park.
Oak Park.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it also doubles as Lombard.
Yeah, they're right together. That doesn't make any difference anyway,
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I like the way you think.
Okay. And so now we're rounding the corner on what is the far east end of the layout. And we have a nice little scene here with a little slope up and around the curve there at the church.
And that's Edmund Chapel at Wheaton College, which is where I went to school.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yep. We were just over there a week or so ago. We went over to Wheaton to have dinner and meet with a young man that's the chaplain, one of the chaplains there at Wheaton College.
Wow, small world.
Yeah. And then beyond that, in the background, you see the empty coal cars that are about to go back to Powder River Basin, I guess, huh?
That's correct.
Yep. And at the power plant. And we'll get over there and see that a little close up from the other side here in a minute. But so we've got a highway coming across the tracks here, and what street is that there, Curt?
25th Avenue. It's the east end of Proviso Yard.
Okay.
Yep.
And then we have a little village up on the hill over there.
That's Melrose Park.
Okay, let's move the camera a little bit. Okay, now we're on the other side of that industrial building that, if I can get in here and point, that we just saw from the other side. And this is the end of the layout on this side. And we have a little business area here. And is this part of Melrose Park?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
In fact, I have a map of here, like I did for Chicago, but this is the part that I'm modeling. This little dotted section is the part that's right here on the layout.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the police station. This is the commuter parking lot for the Metro station, which is here. And then this little cupola you can see right here that's kind of painted to match. And then some restaurants here close to the tracks.
Yeah. Neat. Yeah. Attention to detail. Really cool. And the power plant up in the back there.
Yeah.
With the substation and the transmission line.
Yeah. I might.
That's a 230 kV double circuit line, by the way.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
You can see the station, or the power station, has lights inside. You can't see it when the lights are bright.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's just a little different look.
Yeah. Let's pan over. We can go all the way back over to the engine house area. You can see all the lighting over there. Really cool. It's actually darker in here than the camera shows, but the lighting level is really good. You've got a lot of time in lights.
Yeah, I like the way the lights look.
Yeah. Which I have not even begun to get there on my layout. But okay, so now we started at the far south end of the layout. We're now at the far east end, and actually, the far north end, and it's kind of an L shape, really. Mm-hmm. And this is the far east of that L shape. We've seen the whole layout now, and then over here to the left, as the lights come back on, is the operations center. And this is pretty impressive, actually. Curt has cameras so that he can see. He can sit here at the at the dispatcher's console.
That's right, yeah.
And see every part of the layout from cameras located around the layout. Really, really impressive. Let me move the camera around just a little bit. See, you actually can see Kirk and my hand. There's a camera right above me, as a matter of fact. And but anyway, so the dispatcher can sit here and can operate the turnouts pretty much all over the layout, right, Curt?
Yep.
And operate the train session from here. Really cool.
Yeah, I have all the mainline switches have electronics to them, and everywhere else off the main line are manual, just ground throw switches.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. Really neat. And so from here, I'm gonna pan the camera around so that you can get the idea. And Curt's trying to duck out of the way, but he's not being very successful at it. So we're panning around. Back around all the way to the far south, and you see the Powder River Basin back there in the far end. Really nice. Quite an effort, Curt. I'm really impressed.
Thank you.
And believe me, it doesn't take much to impress me.
That's a good trait you have.
Okay, and this is your train order board, is that correct?
That is correct. This is how I know what trains to run at one time, and a lot of it's based on the yard availability. And I run a freight train and then a commuter freight. So today we were running the commuter 1A, which is the 4 sequence. And then I went ahead and ran a solo. This is not dependent on any kind of sequence. I can run this train anytime. So we were running the unit coal train today,
right,
westbound to the Powder River Basin.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so all of these are specific trains that you have set up to run in a sequence or whenever appropriate, right?
I have 4 trains that I can run whenever. Like if you come over and want to visit, I can run this one, which is the Amtrak. I can run the excursion, the piggyback, or the coal train.
Okay. And then the other ones are?
I have to do it in order.
In order. Yes. Okay, cool. And how long does it take you to go through a complete order of running all the trains in the sequence they're designed to run in?
It takes about 3 months, but 3 months includes projects I work on. I think if I did it every day, it would probably take a month.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All righty. Nice organization. Okay, people. So that's it. Thanks, Curt, for the tour of the layout. Really a nice, not a nice layout. I mean, the prototype and this, you can't tell the difference.
Oh, that's the greatest compliment you can give me, Glenn. Thank you.
So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, hit that little button in whichever corner it's in, or go down below the video and comment. Let us know what you think. I'd really like to know what you think about Curt's layout. I like it. I'm sure you do too. So tell us about it. Thanks again. See you next time when we'll see what's going to happen.
Such a great tagline. I love it.